it's Mary, and today I thought I'd do a tag video because it's been at least 2 years since I did one, and the trend lately seems to be that nobody tags anybody and people keep doing tag videos anyway. And I am okay with that. So I have not been tagged by anyone and I'm not tagging anybody, although if you're watching and you didn't do this tag video, then feel free to do it and link me down below because I would be very curious to check it out. Okay, so let's get the questions first. Name a cartoon that you love. So I don't watch a lot of TV, actually I don't watch basically any TV, and I do not watch cartoons, but I did watch cartoons when I was younger, and I was all over the, Cartoon Network / Disney Channel kind of thing. I watched basically every cartoon that was out there on those two channels. And I remember loving Courage the Cowardly Dog, the Powerpuff Girls, Ed, Edd and Eddy was one of my favorites, but probably I think the one that stands out the most and that I still remember very fondly is Kim Possible. I adored that cartoon and I think it's hilarious even if you watch it like as an adult, as most of those cartoons that I mentioned are really. But Kim Possible was just one of my faves. I think I watched every episode that was out there and even the movies that came out afterwards. So yeah, I'm going to go with that one. Next is, what is your favorite song right now? And I love this question because my favorite song changes all the time. Lately I have revamped one of my System of a Down albums. I love System of a Down. They are one of my favorite bands of all time, and I love basically every song by them. But I popped in my car the Toxicity album that contains one of my favorite songs by them, if not my favorite song by them, which is ATWA. I don't know if it's pronounced Atwa or just, as I said it. I love that song. What could you do for hours that it isn't reading? So the first thing that pops into my mind, although I can watch TV for hours, of course, like binge watching TV shows and all that jazz, but I think driving is one of my favorite things to do. Either driving or being in the passenger seat, not on the back seats, that I don't like. But I love long drives when you can, listen to music and just space out, and I just wish that the journey would never end. What is something you love to do that your followers would be surprised by? So I did mention this in a previous video, and I don't know if you'd be surprised by it really, because I don't feel like you maybe know me that well, but I'm going to choose this thing because most people are surprised that I do this, even in real life. I do Thai boxing. I've been doing it for 2 years now, and it is a violent sport. It is like mostly a male sport, and maybe because I don't look like a violent person, well, I'm not a violent person, although I can be aggressive, I admit that. But like, I don't know, I may have like quite an innocent face. People are really surprised when I tell them what sport I'm practicing. But I love Thai boxing, and if you don't know what it is roughly like boxing, but instead of using only your upper body, like in boxing, you use your lower body as well. So you use your arms and then your legs, and that way you can kick asses, quite literally. So yeah, that's basically what it is about. What is your favorite unnecessarily specific thing to learn about? I did think long and hard about this question, and I couldn't come up with a decent answer, but I would say that I'm quite an obsessive person when it comes to something that I like, so I think this can go as an answer. But if I am obsessed with something in particular, I will know everything about that in a quite obsessive and specific way, which is maybe not necessary, like one time, I've always been obsessed with Grease, the musical, even though it's complete trash and it's just so cheesy and the message is so wrong and just, I know, but I've loved Grease since I was maybe 12, and I just cannot stop loving it and knowing all the songs. And one time I was on YouTube and I watched for like 6 hours, I'm not joking, It was 6 hours and I've watched every adaptation that was on YouTube, but I wanted something like not official. So I watched all the, high school adaptations from all over the US and the UK, and even some other foreign ones in other languages that I didn't speak. So I guess I can't be very specific when it comes to something that I personally enjoy. I hope this counts as an answer. I know that is not the best answer, but hey, we're gonna go with it. What is something unusual you know how to do? So I was told that fake sneezing was not an adequate answer for this question, so I'm just going to drop it, even though I was very proud of it when I was young. This thing that I chose is not something spectacular or that nobody else can do, but I can do the cup song, which is all over the internet. I did it with my sister for a competition some years back. I'm going to leave a link to the video down below that we did for that specific competition. So yeah, I could say that I can do the cup song, and even though it is not fantastic, I can do it. I don't know anybody that can do it where I live. So I would say that it's pretty unusual given the context. Name something you've made in the last year and show us if you can. Okay, so I don't make stuff. I did bake some cookies. Does it count if it was Christmas of last year? I did bake some cookies. I do have a picture, I think. There you go. I hope you can see it. Yay, cookies! What is your most recent personal project? Okay, I could say that anything involving my house, I still need to finish a couple of bits for it to be done and for me to be satisfied with it. We still need to buy some things, to do other like small works, and yeah, that is my main goal for this year, to actually finish this bloody house. Tell us something you think about often, maybe while staring out of windows. This is going to sound, again, I think very lame, but I do think a lot about the things that I have to do. I love lists, and I love, thinking about organizing myself and doing stuff. And then when I get to, wherever I'm headed to, I'd never do what I thought about. Everything that I thought about is just, okay, what's in the fridge? Give us something that's your favorite, but make it something oddly specific. Not like your favorite food, but like your favorite food when you've been studying for hours and forgot to eat. Or, something like that. Actually, I was thinking about this question, and I didn't remember that an example here is food, but of course I'm going to go with food because I love food. So I'm going to say that my favorite food when I'm feeling sad is pizza. I mean, most people when they are sad, they just prefer something maybe sweet. I don't have a sweet tooth, so I much prefer, salty things, spicy things, and pizza is my favorite food, as you can probably guess. Yeah, that was not surprising at all. Lastly, say the first thing that pops into your head is that I think someone is behind the door and is waiting for me to stop talking before entering. So I will just say goodbye now, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!